With Wix, you can create a professional website.
Leave this town. Maybe I can stay and find some other nice people who will like me and accept me for who I am.
Trust in your spirit. Yes, that's exactly what I'm talking about.
101 and Can Heat, the Greaseman here. I hope you write down those bits. An easy 101 night on the town is up for grabs. If you are writing them down right now, add to your yellow pad a trip to West Virginia. What do we say with the word West Virginia? Off to the funeral, and he's a-crying and sad, and his best friend is trying to console him, and he says, well, Jeff, you know, at least now they'll be together. Says who? Mary and Larry and Mary and Harry. The friend says no, her legs changing the way do. You're gone, and I'm all alone. Wish we could. I won't over the phone. Now Rosie's here, but somehow she'll never do for you. I'll until I'm with you. I'll never what else can I do? And when you're back, we'll head straight for the sun. To again, sweet dargo.
You laugh so much your sides will ache, your heart will go pit-a-pat.
Sing hallelujah, hallelujah.
Stand by, there's more in store with Washington's best jock, the Greaseman. Mornings on WWDC FM Washington, DC.
The Greaseman Show continues on WJFK.
All right, let's do it, man. Let's do it. I'm getting closer to that bone dry. I'm talking about a bone dry, bone dry. Make it bone dry. I'm gonna get out and tear it up, man. I'm up for a loud place tonight. And I went to this one place the other night. I'm minding my own business, drinking my bone dry. And these three guys come in, still wearing their gis from karate practice. And they ordered hot sake. And I was listening to them, they were all talking about how they're going for their black belts. They got into this argument about who is the better karate guy. And I could tell they were all advanced students by the way they move. Well, the place was kind of seedy. There was sawdust on the floor and spilled beer everywhere. So there were some flies. They asked the bartender to cup a fly in his hand, and they'd all demonstrate their technique. So the bartender says, all right, you ready? Karate guy number one says, yes, I'm ready. I mean, the bartender opens his hand, the fly takes off, and fwat. The fly drops to the bar, and sure enough, with 2 deft karate chops, he'd removed that fly's wing. Unbelievable. So the second guy says, all right, bartender, grab a fly. I'm ready. Turns the fly loose and fwat. Cuts off the wings and the head. And then the third guy steps up and says, bartender, grab the fly, turn him loose. Fly buzzes, the guy goes, flop! And the fly keeps on going. I said, oh, geez, fella, too bad. You missed the wings. He said, yeah, I missed the wings. But that fly will never make love again. I tell you, that's the old view.
Are you listening, baby?
You made it through. 1-800-544-9294 is my number. Go ahead. It's Grease.
Hey, Grease, what's going on?
I'm rocking.
You rocking?
Yeah.
Hey, I understand you used to be a cop.
Yes.
Yeah, really? My name's Rob from Jersey now. I'm a cop down here, too, and I need a few tips from you, Grease.
You're a lawman.
Yeah, I'm a lawman down here.
So what's your problem?
Problem is they have us on these 12-hour shifts, and I work in a small community, and there ain't nothing going on.
Oh, man, that is...
Out there, fall asleep, but I need something to keep me going. You got any tips for me?
You haven't trained yourself to be able to... See, this is what a lawman will be able to do in the long run. Nothing I'm going to encourage nasty behavior, but after a while you get into that never land where you're not totally asleep, just asleep enough so that you can recognize the sign of your own call sign. So you lie there in the squad car and you're like... But then when the dispatcher goes 3809, that's when you sit right up bolt and go, yeah, it's 3809 there. You know what I'm saying? That's the true lawman ability. Everybody always talks about, what is the real lawman ability? Is it forensics? The ability to pick up little bits of hair and follicles at a crime scene? Is that what makes a cop? Or is it the ability to walk into a room and instantly discern an atmosphere that may be conducive to a crime in the progress? That ain't nothing to do with police work. Police work is learning how you can lie there like that, half in and half out of sleep, and not miss your own calls line. Knowing if you fall deep asleep and they call you and you don't answer, they'll send out a search party thinking you got waylaid or hog-tied. Those are the things that go into being a police officer. You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
To be able to wrap somebody without leaving a bruise. To be able to eat 12 Bavarian creams and still go home and pack away dinner. These are the important things, okay?
All right.
All right, and be listening, because I got a little help for you. If you're having a little difficulty staying awake, there's one thing you learn as a cop. I mean, if you just can't stay awake, if it's 12 hours, then you're going to fall into a deep snoring and drooling sleep that'll for sure have you on report with your sergeant. That's when you got to enjoy your roser. I don't care how sleepy you are. If you find a quiet, dark parking lot to pull a squad car in, someplace where you don't have to worry about your sergeant rolling up behind you. Someplace where you can drop trowel with privacy. Here's a tip to stay up late. You'll start to sweat and palpitate. You don't need no coffee. You don't need no pills. Plus, you'll get a real extra thrill. So get rid of that no-dose packet. You'll be okay. You just whack it. A 12-hour shift, your eyes are drooping. The desktop blotter, you may be booping. Close the blind, lock the door. Here's a method that's bound to cure. Just get off your dozing rump. Be alert and start to pump. Crash away. That's it, exactly. You with me on this? Yeah. Just think of somebody sweet. Before you know it, you'll have that energy to get through the remaining couple hours on your shift. You know what I'm saying? The dispatch calls and you're away. as prostaglandins you start to spray. Learn this method and learn it now. Okay, officer, get ready and let's drop trowel. Rosie, you're my baby. Rosie, drive me crazy. Rosie, you're the girl of my dreams. Rosie, how I need you. I never have to feed you. Rosie, even precious my jeans. I got I love you. I think the world of you. Rosie.
Stand by for more of the all-new Greaseman Show.
Hey, I got to take a break, take care of my duties, and perhaps a quick constitutional. It's so institutional, slightly air pollutional. Oh, no, it's a constitutional. My number's 1-800-544-9294. Stand by for more of the Greaseman Show. DC 101 with the Greaseman here, laying out my suitcase here. Let me see, I got my aftershave here, my shaving kit here. I got a couple of pairs of shorts, Doritos, fresh pack of Preparation H, and put my socks over here, my tux tissue and bounty all over here. Yeah, I got a couple of clean shirts, fresh pair of pants from a yeah, I'm all packed and ready to travel. Let's head south of the border. Vamos, muchachos. Venga conmigo a la tierra. De la muerte. Going to the land of the bed. That's right, the land of the bed. First time I went across there, I was in high school. I was in my daddy's battered Biscayne with a couple of my buddies. We drove to Tijuana for our first time. We parked outside of the place. I was going to be the first one to go in. I had the $20. One of the guys said, Neen, have you thought about disease? It'd be a hell of a note your first time to get something that'll, eat you alive. I thought, yeah, you got a point there. Maybe I'll just settle for a little gobbledygook. My buddy said, no, you can't be safe with that either. You never know if you get a lesion on a lip or something. Oh, Nelly. I got back in the car. I said, well, maybe I'll do the gobbledygook. He said, you can't be safe with that. Lord knows. Oh, you don't want to do that. Oh, Nelly. If you didn't pass out, you'd probably get something. Your lips would drop off. I said, let me see then. Maybe a little hugging, just a little cuddling. I never cuddled a naked way. He said, oh, no, you want body lice, vermin? I said, well, geez, what are we going to do? We all sat there for a second. I said, I know. I got a wetsuit in the back. I'll put the wetsuit on with the mask. That way I won't breathe anything in. And then I'll just cut a hole. Cut a hole in the rubber. Stick a straw in there for it. What do you think? That's got to be safe. Everybody thought about it. Yeah, I guess so. But sure enough, I went in there like that. The lady thought I was crazy, but sure enough, stuck the straw. Just go for the straw, lady. Go for the straw. Yeah, about half an hour later, I came out. I took off my wetsuit, and I had this red crud all between my legs. I said, my God, I can't believe it. I caught something. My buddies grabbed me and said, relax. Just a little heat rash.
There's more in store on the best of Grease coming up on DC 101.
It's not a... All right, thank you, buddy. I can't wait to rock. I mean, my Bombay's puckered in anticipation. Let's do it. DC 101. Well, that's it. DC 101, the Grease here. I can't believe it. Where does it go? 2 hours of action-packed weekend is all over. So hit the pause button on your woolen sack.
DJ, yo, DJ's interesting. I wanted some blood. TJ's ridiculous. TJ's a funny one. Yo, boy, shot it $13 socks. $13, $14 socks.
Until Monday morning when we shriek again. I gotta blast. I'm going out of town this weekend, take a little drive southways. Yeah, going down south this weekend. Taking a little. I used to have trouble staying awake on long drives. You know what I would do? I'd enjoy a road. You get on 95 and you head. It's just a straight line, and you're hating life, and you get woozy and drowsy. So I'd enjoy a rose to keep awake, and it worked well. The problem was it was a little tricky. You're driving with one hand, wailing away with the other. You're trying to keep on the road. But now that I have my funny little honey, my teeny weeny neeny, my old not important things are a little dicey. A little dicey. Yeah, I let her drive while I enjoy Rosie. A lot more safety catches. That's it, honey. Next left. Well, anyway, thanks for putting up with me. I certainly appreciate it. And we will check in again Monday morning. Till then, may flights of angels sing thee to thy rest. And as we used to say, back it Mexico City, AMF. DC 101, the Grease Man here. Glad you could make it by for our live Friday night shriek session. We do this every Friday night, 9 to 11. A lot of people say, Grease, what do you need to be, boss jock? It sounds like fun. Friday night, you get in there, you tell stories, and you have a couple of chuckles. As a boss jock, one of the things you need is a good memory. You gotta be able to remember things that happened years ago. I used to be a waiter in a very, very hoity-toity restaurant, and I remember one time I was waiting on tables. Everybody was dressed up in their evening finery, and sure enough, in walks this girl I used to date, sweet thing, with this guy. And for a second, I could tell in her eyes she recognized me, and I could tell she didn't want to, have to explain to this guy who I was. So I just said, "Good evening, sir. Good evening, madam." I just figured I'd play along. But I could tell she was every now and then smirking at me, smiling just to say, "Remember what we shared." And I was thinking to myself, "Oh, bye-bye. I hope you enjoyed tearing that up as much as I did." So when it came time to take their order, I went to the table, and they said, "Are there any specials?" I said, "Yes, as a matter of fact, there are. We have a very nice steak tartare you might like to start with, a special chef salad, vinaigrette. We have a very nice pepper steak we could work up for you. We have a pasta dish if you'd like something light but yet very filling. Or, as I looked at her pointedly, tonight we're also featuring the One-Eyed Viper." They both looked up from their menus. The One-Eyed Viper, what exactly is that? I said it's a very, very special cuisine that most restaurants don't have. And the guy sat there and said, "Well, when I was out in Omaha, I had rattlesnake one time." I said, "No, sir, the One-Eyed Viper, I think you'll find even more of a delicacy. You see, the One-Eyed Viper is eaten alive." They looked at each other and said, "My God, you serve a live dish?" And I said, "Yes. We are the only restaurant that serves it. The One-Eyed Viper is eaten live. You see, federal law prohibits the actual ingestion of the viper itself because they are an endangered species. Therefore, the only thing savored
is the venom. The guy said, I don't know, the whole thing sounds creepy to me. I said, well, madam, perhaps you would be interested. She looked at me, she smiled, she said, why, yes, I think I will start with the one-eyed viper. I said, I shall return forthwith. I ran into the kitchen. I took one of the trays and I wiped it clean, throwing the dishes on the floor. And then I garnished with a lot of parsley, some tomato slices. I put the viper right across the garnishments. Then I put some lettuce on top, so that merely the portal was visible. Most of the fish flowers completely hidden by the parsley. With the tray in front of me, I walked back to the table. The guy said, now wait a minute. Is the little lady going to be safe with that thing? I said, oh yes, sir, she'll be quite safe. As you can see, he's been defanged. I said, darling, if you would like, please feast yourself, hungrily die, satisfy the craving, enjoy the nectar that only the one-eyed viper can provide. And so there, in the middle of the restaurant, as her hapless date watched, she began cheeks puckering in like a frantic trombone player. Until finally, the tray started to rattle in my hands. It was all I could do to keep from screaming. But finally, I was still. And the viper withdrew beneath the parsley and lettuce. As I stood with beads of perspiration on my brow, she smiled, smacked her lips, and dabbed at a little bit that was in the corners of her mouth with her napkin. I said, excuse me, madam, could I ask a very personal question? She said, why, yes, of course. I said, are you on the pill? She said, why, no. I said, well, then I don't think I'd put that napkin in your lap.
Easy 101. Hallelujah. 9 o'clock. WWDC FM Washington. The Grease Man. Yeah. I am full of excitement tonight. I'm slightly discombobulated because I go on vacation next week. Yeah, but I go on vacation next week. Well, I'll come back in and do the Friday night show, but I'm going to take Monday through Friday mornings off. Just unwind. Just take it. I'll probably spend it on the good ship Grease. Probably spend that vacation on the good ship Grease. Oh, Nelly. Yeah, I got Captain Martinez on notice that he may have to take us someplace. Captain Martinez and I, we have a little rivalry going. Sometimes we'll take the good ship Grease out into the ocean and try to find the roughest storm we can. I mean, I'm talking 15-foot waves breaking on the bow. And the whole time the storm is raging, we'll sit there eating a triple pepperoni cheese pizza. I mean, oh, yeah, but no Dramamine allowed either. And the first one to heave his guts loses. I remember the last time we were out there, we ran into a really bad blow. I mean, it was raging all around us. The boat was pitching around like a cork. We had both had a pizza and about 4 beers. Yeah. And that thing is rolling. Well, Martinez won. Because he cheated. He cheated. Yeah, I was doing fine. My stomach was on an even keel until he looked me right in the eye and said, Jane Fonda. I spewed all over his shoes.
Don't go away. Grease is coming back with more outrageous bits on the way.
DC 101. Oh, Nella. The traffic. Oh, man. A lot of people blasting off for the weekend. A lot of people getting out of Dodge. And if you're a camping person, maybe you're taking a date. Have you read chapter 36 in the Hop of the Gaga handbook? Come on. Certainly you've seen chapter number 36. Camping hobble? You gotta scare it to death. But, you know, you're not going to hurt her, of course. What you need to do, buddy, is get with me. After I'm off the air and for a fee, I'll prepare you a cassette tape. That'll have her eating out of the palm of your hand. See, what you do is, along with all your camping gear in the trunk, you put a cassette recorder and a big old loud speaker. So as you're setting up camp and she's inside, you know, maybe changing into her camping attire with the tent flap closed, you say, I'm going to go look for some firewood. I'll be right back. You put this thing hidden, not too far from the camp. That loudspeaker just pointing right where you're making camp, hidden in the woods. So you can get to it and turn it on. Before it's time to go to bed, you see she's planning on getting in her own sleeping bag and you're in yours. I mean, you drove 4 hours, walked 15 miles. Now she's going to go to sleep in her own sleeping bag. What gives you? You attempted to speckle the back of her head, but wait. You see, I'm going to make my bladder gladder before we turn in. You run outside, you click on that tape, allow a little lead time so you can get back into bed under those covers. That's when she starts to hear this sound, and she says, what's that? You say, wolves! Howling at the moon! She starts getting nervous. Wolves? There's wolves around? You say, oh yeah, there's all kinds of animals around here. You never know what you're gonna... Oh, Jesus. Listen to that. The woods are coming in. It must be a full moon. The animals crave human blood. Listen to that wildcat, huh? You see, we're so far away from civilization, 50 miles into the woods like this, they don't normally smell the human. Oh, my God. Now she's thinking, my God. She, holy jeez. Listen, they're out there. They are out there. Some of them are probably pretty neat attention. Now she's out of your sleeping bag and standing next to you. That's when you pull out a big long knife and say, don't worry, baby. Don't worry, I will die to defend you. Stand behind me. Put your arms around me. That's it. Feel the warmth of that. Then put your arms around me. I'll stand here at the tent flap. Anything comes in, they gotta go through me to get you. And then you can turn to it and say, look, let me tell you something. I don't know what's going to happen here tonight, but I'll tell you this much. I'd be a fool to die without telling you that I love you. I'd be a fool! And though I may never get to kiss your lips, I want you to know that you have my love. And then the tape goes on.
Habadoo gaga, habadoo gaga, habadoo gaga, habadoo gaga.
You go, oh my God. She says, what? She said, that's the McAfee brothers. They were convicted in the chainsaw case, and all 3 of them got away. The McAfees supposedly live in the woods around here somewhere. Stay close to me, baby. Stay close to me. My God! I mean, right now she's going to be all over you like a cheap suit. She's going to be hanging on for dear life. That's when you open the tent flap and you yell out, McAfees! You want to come to me, you die! You die, you hear me? You're gonna die! Here we got him on the run, baby, we got him on the run there! That's when you turn and you hungrily grab her, kissing her full on the lips. She'll be impressed with your bravado. And the next thing you know, that thing is yours, my dad. Because, you know, when you're scared to death like that, I mean, you can say a lot of things. You can say, we're going to die, we're going to say this, we're going to say that, but before you know it, yeah, you know, make up something you die and wish that you could have a she'll be terrified. She'll need your warmth. She'll be shaking like a leaf. That'll be another thing. She'll be so scared she'll be shaking like a leaf in your big warm body around your manly musk. Oh, yeah. Only give yourself a half a squirt with the right guy. Just so you get a little manly musk working and oh, daddy. It'll be nice. I worked that scam successfully one time. Oh, it was nice. Of course, the next day she was terrified to go out of the tent. She said, I got to go to the bathroom, but I'm afraid some of the McAfees will get me. I said, don't you worry, little darling. I grabbed my knife. She said, I got to go to the bath. I said, I know, baby. I'll go with you. She said, but I need my privacy. I know you need your privacy. So what I did was I said, you stand underneath this tree and I'll climb about, 15 feet up there. And that way, I'll keep my eyes open for the McAfees. If they come around, I'll be able to see them and you'll still have your privacy down there. She said, okay, it's a deal. I didn't realize she had to take a morning massive gassive, and as I hung on those limbs up there, the vapors got to me like
The Grease rocks on Friday nights at DC 101.
DC 101 with the Grease Band here. Yeah, should we do a little singing? I don't know. Why not? Why not? WTFN. Why not? It's a little hoarse here, but I'll give it a go. Maestro, s'il vous plaît. Scotty, what to do? Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Georgia boy, might have been using that thing. Feel free to jump in on the chorus.
Well, I went to see my gal, she wouldn't let me in. She had to come in and had to come again, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boy, somebody been using that thing. Well, I knew a girl who thought I was tacky because I lubricated that thing with a plug of tobacco. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys might have been using that thing.
I got a gal, she little and low. She used to let me shake, but she don't know more, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boys, somebody been using that thing. Well, I knew a girl thought I was highfalutin because I'd keep my pinky extended while I was pootin'. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys, might have been using that thing.
Old Uncle Bud, about 96, he just got back from getting it fixed, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boy, somebody been using that thing. Well, I knew a girl who thought I was dirt because I'd grab her ears right before I'd squirt. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys might have been using that thing.
Old Jane, she bought a new hat. Believe it or not, boy, it's tight like that, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boys, somebody been using that thing. I knew a girl who thought I was pompous when to find that thing I needed a compass. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys might have been using that thing.
A red rooster and a little brown hen, they run around together, but they ain't no kin, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boys, somebody been using that thing. Well, I knew a girl who thought I was an enigma. She said, is that cheese or is it smigma? Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys might have been using that thing.
Two old maids in the folding bed, one turned over and the other one said, oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Oh yeah. Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boys, somebody been using that thing. Well, I knew a girl who called me a buffoon because when we left her parents' house, I flashed him a moon. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Georgia boys might have been using that thing.
Well, luck in summer and love her in the fall, but the cold winter days I couldn't love her at all. Uh-huh.
Somebody been using that thing.
Oh yeah.
Somebody been using that thing. Georgia boys, somebody been using that thing.
Standard equipment.
DC 101, the Grease Band here. I'm itching. I'm craving. I got a hunger. I have a desire. I have an insatiable need to rock and roll on DC 101. DC 101, the Grease Man here, rocking and a pricking and a shrieking and a reeking and a having a big old time. I'm ready for the good ship grease this weekend. That is my therapy, you know. That is my therapy, but I get away from the pressure, the agony, the creative burden. And a lot of times when I get on the good ship grease, I don't even untie that bad boy. I just put those twin keys in and start the twin diesels. Ooh, you know how the Twin Diesel sound? Ooh, I love it. I love it. That's the sound that just hearing it makes the hydraulics start to put on weight. Bloody diddle loud, 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 bloody diddle loud. The Potomac River. The best river in the Northeast for skiing. You know how it is in most places you have to put up a ski course? You have to go through all the problem of anchoring the floats exactly 15 feet apart. So when you're on the slalom run, you can cut in and out for points and the judge's evaluation. You don't have to bother with that on the Potomac. You just ski in and out of the turds, you know? Yeah, it's great. Floating rubbers and stuff. It's nice, you know? That's why I like it. I like it like that. Don't give me that clean, clear, crystal water crap. That's no motivation to stay on your skis. If you know you may end up with botulism and the Hershey squash, you stay up skiing. But the ultimate motivation when you ski is single man skiing. Single man skiing! My boat cost me, list price, $275,000. That is motivation to stay on your skis. What you do is, you set the throttle for approximately 31 miles an hour. Then, you grab a ski, climb onto the swim platform, put the ski on, and then ease yourself into the water, hanging onto the tow line. I mean, there you are, just like a foot above those two screws going blah, 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 blah. The diesel fumes almost making you pass out. And then hand over hand, you let yourself back on the line till you eventually get to the handle. And you hang on like that. The boat is going straight ahead, 31 miles an hour, and you're skiing in back of it all by yourself. If you fall, the boat goes on without you. Eventually to crash into a bridge abutment, maybe into some hapless maggot in a day sailor. But certainly destruction will happen to the whole boat. Full speed ahead into the dock. Imagine that? 57 feet of boat. So when you cut the wake, when you're single man skiing, you damn well better cut it right. It's unbelievably heady. I'm almost 10 hot as I do that. I mean, I'm grotesque sight in my Speedo, straining to contain my enthusiasm. Back and forth, back and forth. I nearly lost it one time. I was cutting the wake. I was almost forgetting that there was no one driving the boat. The boat hit something in the water. I don't know what it was. A submerged piling, a log, a telephone pole. It hit the rudder. The boat took a hard left, throwing me down, and the boat headed right for the GW Parkway. 31 miles an hour, this boat, no one driving, it's headed for the GW Parkway. But wouldn't you know, it goes up the side of the embankment, across the GW Parkway, down the other side, and into the Columbia Island Marina, right there by the Pentagon. It was unbelievable. Splush! Fortunately, that tremendous splash flooded the engine and it stopped when it got in there. No damage to the boat other than some bottom paint scraped off. Although there were 2 decapitations on the highway. A couple of people driving along just thunk, thunk, decapitated. I thought, my God, fortunately nobody saw it happen. I checked to make sure the boat was all right, then I checked on the motorists. They were both slouched over the wheel, headless. The first lawman on the scene looked around and said, my God! Both heads had rolled off the road and into a ditch. As I was standing next to the squad car, I heard his unit being called. 3809, this is HQ. 3809, what do you have on that accident on the GW Parkway? 3809, why aren't you answering? I looked at his car, sure enough, 3809. I knew they were calling him, but he couldn't hear because he was in the ditch. So I picked up the microphone, I reached through the window. I said, he's not answering because he's getting some head in the ditch.
He said he's on report! It's the one and only Best of Grease on DC 101. Hey, Vern.
Welcome back to Morning Break's version of the dating game. We have with us now, let's give a big round of applause for DC 101's Grease Man.
Thank you so much. You're too kind. I don't deserve it.
Welcome.
How are you?
I'm fine. Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Same to you. You're looking Valentine's.
Do I look Valentine's?
Yeah.
Okay.
You look like a little rose.
A little rose. I love it. I love it. So what are you looking for in your dream date? What are you looking for?
Passion.
Passion.
I'm talking uninhibited desire here.
Is it difficult for you to find that dream person here in Washington, or what? Are you having a...
No, actually, it's not bad. Washington, there's a lot of zesty people here, a lot of people that came to town for their jobs, little women living alone in their little bachelorette apartments with their plants and cats. Actually, it's a rather fertile field here in D.C.
Are we saying we're having a good time here in Washington, D.C.? Is that it?
Within reason. I'm very discreet. You know, they must be alive and have a regular respiratory system. No, I go out occasionally, yes. I have been known to every now and then a quiet dinner.
Quiet dinner. On a serious side, are you one time thinking about settling down? Is marriage someplace in the near future for you, or just something you would not think about doing?
I don't know. Ever since I was brutalized by Estelle, I don't know if I'll think about marriage. I have to let my heart heal first. So that's why I'm here today. I thought maybe, just maybe, you could find the girl of my dreams.
Did you think that? Well, then let's start with that now. Now, let me tell you how the game is going to be played. You'll have a chance to ask our bachelorettes some questions. They have not seen, they're hidden from you. You can't see them.
Right.
And we're asking that you not ask questions directly that reveal their age, height, occupation, or whatever, but you can be really clever about it. Now, I said the audience shouldn't coach you, but they've already done that.
They have. I'll be frank, I'm a little nervous. Everybody whooped and made noises when they came in. What do you got over there?
Well, let's start by having Bachelorette number 1 say hello to the Grease Man.
Goose Man? Do they call you the Goose Man?
My God, all right, we got... Let me write, Bachelorette number 1, Weisenheimer.
Okay. Bachelor number 2, Bachelorette number 2. Would you say hello to the Grease Man?
Hello, happy Valentine's Day.
Sounds zesty, perky, possibilities, yeah.
And number 3.
Hello, Grease Man, I can't wait to meet you.
All right. Now it's up to you with the questions that you're going to ask to determine who's going to be your dream date.
All right. Is it time to start asking away?
Yes, that's our time. Okay.
All right. I wanted to pause just 1 second just to make sure I don't hear anyone munching hay. Yeah. First really blind date I've ever had.
Is that right?
Yeah. I one time went out on a blind... Actually, it was, a blind girl came over, and I took her out. It was... No, because I did it because they thought that since I'm on the radio, I could describe the things we were seeing. And she said, could I see what you look like with my hands? And I said, sure. And, 5 minutes later, I said, when are you going to get to my face? So I'm a little scared here. All right.
Okay.
Let's go to Bachelorette number 1 and see just what the bird's eye lowdown is. Now, ma'am, do you ever listen to my show on the radio?
When there's nothing better to listen to, Goose Man, yes, I do.
All right, this question will be good for you, young lady. Very good for you. Just to prove to me that you occasionally have listened, I want you to tell me which of these 3 foreign cities you think would appeal to me more. Paris, France, London, England, or Bombay, India? A city that you will soon visit if you choose correctly. It's called attitude adjustment, Bachelorette number 1.
Well, Goose Man, let me see. I would have to say you would probably like Bombay, India. I don't know why, it's just a hunch.
Just a hunch. You'll find out later. All right. Okay, Bachelorette number 2. We're out camping. It's cold outside. We decide to get into the same sleeping bag. Just before we drift off to sleep, as our arms enfold each other, I confess to you that prior to picking you up, I had 3 bean burritos for dinner. What is your reaction, and how do you handle the situation?
I would probably ask you to take out the gas.
All right. I was kind of hoping you'd cover one
Thanks
nostril.
for the warning, though. I do appreciate the warning, though.
All right, there you go. Okay, Bachelorette number 3. Is there anything you've ever wanted to do on a date that's crossed your mind, but you never had the guts to do?
I've never had the guts to do.
Yeah. But yet you've thought about it, huh? You were unsure, but...
Probably a lot of things that I wouldn't do out in public.
Okay, but there's no one particular thing.
No, not one particular thing.
Does that mean you've done them, or just...
I like to try everything once, so...
All right. That's good. That's a nice positive answer. All right, Bachelorette number 1.
Yes, sir.
Let's see. They say the sexual revolution is dead. What do you think?
I've had my guns out for years.
All right. Bachelorette number 2. After a long day shrieking, telling stories, blowing things up, Sergeant Fury, boo-da-da, boo-da-da, ba-ba-ba-ba. And I come to your house all nervous and keyed up. How do you help me unwind?
Well, I'd probably start by saying, relax, Greaseman. And I'd probably give you a nice massage and try to work all the kinks out of that nervous tension I hear coming over. That's what I'd probably do, give you a massage and say, relax, take it easy.
All right, good. All right, we're narrowing down the field somewhat. Narrowing down the field. Bachelorette number 3. If you had to describe yourself as a dessert, what dessert would you be? Everybody.
Honey.
Honey.
Honey?
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, yeah. Burritos and honey. I like it. You're doing good, number 3. You're doing good, number 3.
You want to try that with the other 2? Same thing with...
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's a good idea. A little self-image evaluation. Kind of a vocal Rorschach Influx test. All right, number 2. What kind of dessert do you see yourself as?
Probably a banana split.
Okay. And number 1, dare I ask?
31 flavors.
That was good.
Man, is that the lineup or what? I hope
That was excellent.
I hope there's a bar of soap between number 31 and me, little Donnie. All right, a zesty crew indeed. I'm narrowing it down. How much time do we have? Can we probe?
A few more minutes here.
A few more minutes. To think deep into their psyche. Deep, hungrily into their psyche. All right, little Donnie, if we were out together, Bachelorette number 1, it's dimly lit, candles are flickering. It's one of those really intimate restaurants. And I got a camel hanging out of my lips. And as I flip that lighter to light the camel, you notice an ominous lesion on my lower lip. I take a long drag and I lean over to say, my God, let's celebrate the moment with a kiss. What do you do, little darling? What do you do?
Gooseman, you catch me all off guard. Gee, you have a camel hanging from your lips. I'd have to think...
Camel. Was it a candle?
A camel.
A cigarette?
Oh, God. Oh. All right, let's see. Back to you've got a lesion on your lip.
All right, time's up.
Win some, you lose some.
Okay.
Yeah, I think I have enough data to...
You think you have
make
enough data?
Yes.
That's very good, because we're going to a break and we'll come back and the audience can kind of help you when we come back. We'll be... Welcome back to Morning Break's dream date, if you will. Now, we want the audience to help the Greaseman on this. Would you select Bachelorette number 1?
see no impact from me. Watch this.
Would you select Bachelorette number 2? Number 3. Have you made a decision?
I don't know. I can't do it. I just can't do it.
Someone talk to
I try to read the faces in the crowd. I try to read yours. Everybody has a different idea, a different reaction. I just don't know what I'm in for. Should I be brutalized by number 1? Should I take the tenderness of number 2, the heat love of number 3? I just don't know.
Well, you have to do something. What are you going to do?
Can we just take them all and make a sandwich? All right, I'll make it. Oh, God, no. All right, the audience, I seem to detect a louder response for number 1, right? However, you wouldn't lead me wrong now, would you? Y'all wouldn't do it just to humiliate Uncle Bob, would you? Okay, I'll rely on the maggotry. Number 1.
They told me I didn't do it right the first time, and I should have had the people that you didn't select come out first. So let me introduce to you the ones that you didn't select.
Oh, God.
Bachelorette number 2.
Either side, but...
Bachelorette number 2 is Toni Larson. She is the February 1984 Penthouse Pet of the Month.
Sorry. Oh, my God. I want to see every one of you after the show. We're talking individually. I mean, IFD, individually.
Always listen to your inner voice.
All right. Bachelorette number 3 is Pam Brown. She's an amateur bodybuilder who has competed on an amateur basis. She's won several competitions, including Miss DC 1984. She also has...
Hello. Have a seat.
Now we'll show you the person that you selected.
I gotta run. I got some production at the station I gotta do. I gotta run. I'll get back with you a little bit later on.
All right. Bachelorette number 1 is Patty Hardy. She's a stand-up comedian.
Back with you a little bit later on.
All right.